As a child, you sit at the kitchen table and watch an adult eyebrow before you decide to speak. When a kid cries in class, you do not panic. You write one line in your notebook, he looked down first. A counselor closes the door halfway and says you are good at listening. For the first time, useful feels like a role. Your classmates want bright clinics. You keep staring at the prison placement on the internship sheet. On your first day inside, the iron door clicks shut behind you, and your palms go wet. At the desk, they hand you a badge and a panic button. If anything happens, press it. Do not prove anything. The first man sits down, and the file on the table is so thick you do not want to touch it for long. After the session, an officer asks if you are okay. You smile and say yes, while your legs are still shaking. The first lesson was not courage. It was composure. You learn to write the form, stable effect, compliant, low risk. The shorter the words get, the quieter you feel. You want to remember his face, but the screen asks for boxes, categories, and a conclusion. Your supervisor says your notes are clean. That is when you learn calm can be rewarded. A city bus passes outside the window. People scroll their phones, and you envy not hearing the lock. One day after a session, he says thank you under his breath. You freeze, because part of you is glad. You know what he did. You also hear him describe being 12 and invisible. You put the pen down, then pick it up again. Empathy is not the same as taking his side. Empathy is not a door you leave open. At dinner, a friend complains about a rude cashier. You nod, but your mind is still beside the bolted table. A month later, you carry folders down the corridor until the paper edge cuts your finger. You start finding patterns in photos and notes, shame first, rage second, then I had no choice. Once you understand the reason, you become more afraid, because a reason can start sounding like an excuse. One victim impact line stops you. Another person's life is not sitting at this table. A file can explain the wound, and hide who was hurt. After work, your hand still checks your hip, as if the key ring is hanging there. In one session, his eyes follow your hand toward the panic button. Neither of you speaks. You ask the next question. You do not give answers, and you do not wash anything clean. Later, your notes get harder. Everyone says this is safer. A new clinician asks how you sit alone in that room. You look at the glass door and do not answer right away. You are never alone in there. There is a camera, an officer, a file, and the shadow of what happened. At restaurants, you look for exits first. You watch your friends' hands tighten and weigh the laughter in the room. At home, the door lock clicks, and you stop in the hallway. The prison did not lose you. The locked room learned the way home. When you finally put your badge in a box, people congratulate you. All you feel is the empty space on your hip. The new clinic has sunlight and soft chairs. But when a door closes, your shoulders still rise first. The old notebook in your drawer has no names. It only says, today, I still remembered he was human. You left the prison, but not every key left you. If you were the prison psychologist, you would not be there to save anyone. You would see the person across the table, and still remember the person they hurt.